Roman widows were expected to adhere to a strict period of mourning. This period, typically lasting 10 months, dictated their attire and behavior. To maintain order, the state often took harsh measures against those who practiced these arts, ensuring that their power remained unchallenged. A civilization that continues to captivate us centuries after its decline. Get ready to uncover some of the most bizarre and crazy laws that governed the Roman Empire, revealing the fascinating and sometimes shocking realities of life in this ancient civilization. In ancient Rome, even color could be subject to the law. The laws governing attire were strict and meticulously enforced, reflecting the rigid social structure of the time. Roman citizens, unless belonging to a certain echelon of society, were forbidden from wearing purple. This was not just a fashion statement, but a legal mandate that reinforced social boundaries. This restriction stemmed from the association of purple dye with royalty and high status due to its costly production process. The dye, derived from the murex sea snail, was incredibly labor-intensive to produce, making it a luxury only the wealthy could afford. To don the color purple was to make a bold statement, a visual declaration of one's place within the Roman hierarchy. It was a symbol of power and privilege, instantly recognizable and respected. Wearing purple was more than just a choice. It was a proclamation of one's elite status and a reminder to others of their place in the social order. In ancient Rome, families often faced unimaginable hardships. The weight of poverty and the struggle to survive were constant companions for many. Fathers, burdened by poverty, had the legal right to sell their children into slavery. This was not a decision made lightly, but rather a desperate measure in dire times. This practice, while abhorrent today, was a last resort for desperate families. It was a heart-wrenching choice, often made with tears and heavy hearts. Selling a child could provide funds to keep a family afloat or pay off debts, but it came at a steep price, tearing families apart. The emotional toll was immense, leaving scars that lasted a lifetime. Death in ancient Rome was approached with unique customs. Women were prohibited from openly weeping at funerals. Excessive displays of grief were believed to anger the spirits of the deceased. This societal expectation placed a heavy burden on women, expected to embody stoicism in the face of personal loss. In the Roman Empire, a civilization known for its grandeur and strict societal structures, the practice of magic and divination was met with suspicion and fear. These mystical arts were not just frowned upon, but were often considered dangerous and subversive. These supernatural practices were seen as threats to the stability of the state and the authority of the ruling class. The Senate and the emperor believed that allowing such practices could lead to chaos and undermine their control. Magic could undermine power, offering alternative explanations for events that the state preferred to control. Divination, predicting future events, was particularly troubling as it could sway public opinion and challenge official narratives. This was viewed as a direct challenge to the emperor's authority. To maintain order, the state often took harsh measures against those who practiced these arts, ensuring that their power remained unchallenged. One of the most peculiar laws was the implementation of a tax on urine. Urine, rich in ammonia, was a valuable commodity in various industries. Recognizing its economic potential, Emperor Vespasian imposed a tax on its collection and sale. This tax, initially met with resistance, proved to be a lucrative source of revenue for the empire. In ancient Rome, debt carried severe consequences. One gruesome law allowed creditors to dissect the body of a debtor who failed to pay. This law reflected the belief that debts were to be honored at all costs. Thankfully, historical records suggest this practice was rarely carried out in its entirety. Roman cities managed the presence of death carefully. A strict law forbade the burial or cremation of the dead within city limits, rooted in concerns for public health and religious sensibilities. This separation of the living and the dead served as a reminder of the balance between the earthly realm and the afterlife. Roman widows were expected to adhere to a strict period of mourning. This period, typically lasting 10 months, dictated their attire and behavior. These outward displays of mourning provided a structured framework for grieving and facilitated the widow's reintegration into society. Religious festivals in Rome included dietary restrictions on certain foods. These restrictions held deep religious significance, demonstrating piety and seeking favor from the gods. For example, during periods of mourning, meat and wine were often avoided, serving as a tangible expression of religious devotion. Slavery in Rome cast a long shadow over countless lives. Slaves were subject to the absolute authority of their masters, even to matters of life and death. The practice of noxal liability allowed the execution of slaves for crimes committed by their masters, reflecting their lack of independent agency. A woman's appearance in Rome conveyed her social standing and virtue. Roman law restricted the types of jewelry women could wear, linking adornments to societal norms. Certain pieces were deemed inappropriate for respectable matrons. These restrictions promoted modesty and reflected the importance placed on outward appearances. The Roman Empire recognized the importance of public spectacles in maintaining social order. Citizens were legally obligated to attend public games and festivals, transforming these events into grand displays of civic duty. These gatherings united Romans from all walks of life, reinforcing their sense of belonging. Christianity emerged, challenging the established order of the Roman Empire. The Roman authorities saw it as a threat and enacted laws banning its practice. This clash of ideologies ultimately led to the empire's embrace of Christianity centuries later. The emperor held absolute authority over the vast empire. This power could be a tool of fear, allowing the emperor to declare any man an enemy of the state without trial. This decree stripped individuals of their rights and served as a reminder of the emperor's unquestionable authority. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more fascinating historical content. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning and keep the spirit of discovery alive and well.